Local and live. Covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState.
Welcome back to Let's Talk TriState. I'm Katie, joined with one of my favorite, bubbly, most cheerful guests that we ever have here on Let's Talk TriState, Jess from the Boys and Girls Club of Chambersburg and Shippensburg. And first of all, hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. And the clubhouse is underway and started.
It is underway. We did our first weekend. We were downtown for Cocoa Crawl on Friday, had a great turnout, great crowd. We actually won this year the best nonprofit hot cocoa because we participate in the hot chocolate as well. And I have to give props to our CEO, Arcadia. She did white chocolate hot cocoa. She makes that. I don't make the hot chocolate. It's not my gig. And it tasted like warm ice cream, like delicious. It was wonderful.
And how many people participated in it?
So I think they had up to 500 wristbands to sell.
Wow.
I don't think everyone turns in their ballot. Mm-hmm. We had 81 votes. So we actually, if you looked at the votes, I think we had the second most votes, but we won in our category.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we were really proud of that.
Is that the first time that you guys ever tried Arcadia's hot chocolate, or did you know that she's like a beast when it comes to this?
We do something different every year. Okay. One of our staff members, our site director is Amber, she actually recommended, like, why don't we try, it was like a snickerdoodle, and it actually suggested that you put cinnamon in it, but we were actually afraid that the cinnamon would cause the container that we were putting it in to have a forever cinnamon flavor. So we were like, we'll let people dress it at the end if they want. And not everyone likes cinnamon.
Yeah.
So we actually had a couple different toppings that they could choose. Cinnamon or sprinkles or I forget what all she had there. But it was so good.
So do you have a big trophy or cup or?
No, it's bragging rights, which is why I really have to talk about it because it's what I got.
I know we're going to talk about Santa's Clubhouse tour, but let's get the most important thing out first. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Nicely done. So you guys made your debut at the Cocoa Crawl.
We did.
Is there anything different from last year's Clubhouse to this year's Clubhouse, or is it basically the same setup?
Not really. Same setup. I think we've really found what works. So this is our third year. The first year, obviously, we didn't have a mobile clubhouse. We had something that we just left on the square in Chambersburg for 2 weeks. This year, everything's mobile. So it went downtown Chambersburg for basically Friday and Saturday, and then it went back to storage. We don't like to take those parking spaces in front of the visitor center while people want to be downtown and shopping, freeze it back up. And then this weekend,
I was going to say, you guys have a big weekend.
We are going to, on Saturday, from 9 to 12, we're going to be at Henry's Pharmacy in Shippensburg. And they are having a Grinch event. So we have Santa. They have the Grinch.
You had to have both.
And it is going to be so much fun.
Yep.
I am psyched. I hope. And they have, Henry's has such cute gifts. I go in there every year and buy just stocking
ornaments.
Stuffers.
They have cute ornaments in there too.
They have Shippensburg mugs that they had made. The stuff is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we're really excited. Great partners in them. So we're going to be there on Saturday. And then on Tuesday, the 16th, we're going to be at Corning Credit Union on Norland Avenue. Great friends with them. Yep. And we're going to be having Santa there. They're going to have some special things, I think, going kind of on in their foyer area of their bank. But, stop out, see Santa. There's no age limit on this joy.
Well, this is what I was, I should backtrack a little bit because I know about the clubhouse. Obviously, I was in it last year. Where was that? It was the coldest day of the year, and I was in an area set up for the radio station, and it was freezing. Yes. I remember, I almost started crying. I was so cold. And the only warmth that I received in those 2 hours that I was there was when I came into the clubhouse. Yeah. And it is a beautiful setup. But for anybody who doesn't know, who's just thinking, wait, what are they talking about? What is the clubhouse?
So the clubhouse is basically this idea that I should backtrack and say a few years ago, our friend Sam, who was with Downtown Chambersburg, he came to us and said back in the 90s, they used to have this workshop. It was called Santa's Workshop that they parked on the square in Chambersburg. And for whatever reason, they stopped having it and they haven't had it for many years. And he said, I feel like downtown really needs that, that joy, that Christmas spirit. We need something like that. Somebody needs to do it. And he was talking to my boss Arcadia and he said, and I think you ladies
somebody needs to do it,
are the ones that could do it. And you have that like blink, blink, blink. Really, me? But so we did. We were like, okay, challenge accepted.
Sure.
And we brought this thing back, brought this joy downtown. So they're free visits with Santa. Like all of if we do take sponsorships and raise money for our actual clubhouse, for the Boys and Girls Club, through the time of Santa. And we're actually piggybacking on Santa's Clubhouse this year with a fundraiser called Santa's Cause. That's up right now. If you follow us on Facebook, you can find it there. But basically, we're working to raise some dollars at the end of the year to support our club functions. The families are in such need right now, and our families have never paid the full cost of what it costs to send your child to the club.
That's right, because you guys are really flexible about that. Yes. Like you don't turn. No, you try, or I don't know if you ever do, but you try not to turn anybody away.
Right, we try not to turn anybody away. We have a tiered payment structure, so that it's everyone's club. And if that structure doesn't work for someone the way it's built, we work with them. We do what we can, because we believe like our mission is truly serving these children, right, to make sure that they have the supports and mentorship in place that they need to have great futures. Like these kids, and I say this all the time, but these kids that we're pouring into, they are our future.
Absolutely.
Like someday I want to retire, and we need to know that we're able to hand over everything that happens here to this next generation.
Productive members of society.
Right. And to know that they're going to know what to do and how to do it. And it has to start, when you're young. You're in those formidable years. It's really setting up who you're going to become. And as a society, if we can put whatever energy we have into making sure that our kids are going to become great members of society, we're doing ourselves a favor, because I won't get into the dollars of the criminal justice system and all of those things. But I mean, there's studies that show if an individual doesn't become a productive citizen, what happens if they don't?
Right.
And it benefits all of us if we're pouring into these kids and making them the very best that they can be.
And I think especially now in this day and age, it's so important, because the younger generations aren't having as much social interaction as we did, and everything is so tech based. And I mean, problem solving, what's that? You have AI and ChatGPT that you could solve all your problems now.
Yep.
So it is so important that we are pouring in, like you said, to these kids to ensure that they are growing up with, all the resources, but also the problem solving skills, the social skills, empathy, everything that just makes you a well-rounded person.
Right. And club is we pride ourselves in not being a tech-based environment. So, I mean, kids aren't on, they get a little free time where, if they have homework that they have to do on like there are times, but our programs are we're making things, we're doing things, we're in the gym and having fun. And, like parents are working. Parents work until whatever time after their kid's done at school. So if they're not going to club, where are they going? What are they doing?
On an iPad.
Who's helping them with their homework?
Right.
Are they doing their homework? Because when you come to club, we're making sure you're doing your homework.
Right.
We're interacting with their teachers and saying, what can we do to help here or there? It's making a huge difference.
It's so important. I mean, especially with the cost of everything now, parents have to work longer hours and maybe pick up second jobs and are just unfortunately not as available. And it's nobody's fault. It's so amazing that we have programs like the Boys and Girls Club to kind of get in there and help out where help is needed. And I know that the clubhouse is something that is wildly successful every year. Yeah. How did you guys decide, or who decided to take it from like a stationary unit to a mobile unit?
So after that first year of parking, we literally borrowed a shed from Lowe's and had it hauled downtown.
I didn't even know that was a thing you could do.
Well, I don't really.
Don't call Lowe's and say, hey,
Don't call Lowe's.
about the shed renting.
Yeah, don't do that. But anyhow, so we literally borrowed the shed and put it there. And having it hauled on and off of the square, it was a very stressful situation. Like, it literally took years off my life.
I'm sure.
And I said, I want to do this again, but I can't do it like this.
You need wheels.
And so we started, we're not engineers or architects. We're like, well, what if we got a shed and put wheels on it, right? Because, that's what you think about.
Sure, yeah.
So we went up to, we actually have friends, Morgan Beck from Coldwell Banker, and her father-in-law, Brad Beck from Brad Beck's Integrated Trailer Systems. And we saw them at a mixer right after Christmas that year. And we said, hey, we have this idea. We're thinking about seeing if we can get a shed donated somehow. Would you be able to put some wheels on it? Right? And they look at us like, yeah, probably. But like, they lit up and they were like, we need to talk. We need to have coffee and sit down. Because we found out, like, very quickly after, that Morgan had this dream of having a tiny house that could be taken through parades and parked at events and to advertise her real estate services.
That is really cool. Very cool.
And Brad, her father-in-law, just happened to have the skills and to make it happen. Mm-hmm. So they said, let's do this thing together. And we're like, well, what does that, we don't even know where to start. But thankfully they did. So Morgan is technically the legal owner of the clubhouse. So it's partnership between the three of us and with Mobile Works of Chambersburg, because they decorate it for us. They have lights and all of that going on. But it's a fully, like, you've been in it. It's
insane.
There's lights inside and a faux fireplace that actually has a heater in it. And it's a real thing. But it came just from that one conversation in February or whenever that was. And by November of that same year, we had something that we turned around and took out into a completely finished product.
And it's classy.
Yes.
It is very classy in there.
Yeah.
And now when you have Santa in there, you do photos with Santa. Do the kids get to take a photo with them, or how does that?
Yeah.
Do they download it online, or?
Well, so the first year we took we had photographers come in and we had photos printed and gave them. But we found that digital world that the logistics of getting those photos to everybody was not really working. So this year and last year it was just come, use your phone, if somebody comes, like sometimes we have grandmas that come through and they're like, I have this phone, but I don't really know what, I'll say, hey, I'll take the picture and you tell me your phone number and I'll send it to you.
Oh, you guys are the best. Yeah.
So just, we're making it work however we can do that. So we don't want people to stress out. It's meant to be fun.
Absolutely.
The event at Corning is actually our furry friendly event.
I was just going to say.
I was going to say, you have a furry that maybe you could, if you're out and about that evening.
And this is on Saturday or Friday?
So Henry's is on Saturday.
The 3rd.
And then Corning is on Tuesday the 16th.
Okay.
From 4:30 to 6:30.
And that's the furry friend event. Is that Corning's? That's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, that is actually perfect. I've been trying to get her out to get a photo with Santa. But the couple places I've seen, they're outside, and I'm too afraid to put her on a leash outside.
Right,
so that might actually be perfect for me personally. But, and then, so you have Saturday and then Tuesday, and then is that the final stop?
Yes, that will be this year's final stop. We usually try to do about 4 stops. So, and then we're already starting to plan maybe Santa in the summer.
Ooh!
Event for next year.
Okay, but we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Bring that out to like a local pool or something. Swim with Santa.
Something like that. Yeah.
I love suits with Santa.
Yep. So we'll see what it turns into.
All right. Well, if you need to recruit anybody on the marketing team, apparently
you'll join.
Yes, I'll come up with a fun pun.
Very good.
And that'll be the end of my contributions. But, okay, so we have the clubhouse tour kicking off, coming up this weekend. Is there anything else that's going on that we want to make sure we discussed about the Boys and Girls Club?
I would say those are the big things that are, always the programs that are happening, the funding, donations, gifts, the Santa's Cause, definitely encouraging the community to participate in that if it's possible. We know everyone's at different points, and if someone has available to give, we ask that they definitely would consider a gift because they're definitely making an impact on the lives of our kids. But yeah, for this season, it's all Santa.
That's great. It's perfect. I love it. Well, Jess, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in, and happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.